Hey folks, hope you're all doing well. Happy Saturday night. Thanks for joining me again. This is the monthly hack, I guess the monthly hack hangout. Usually I do these on Saturday nights this time when I don't have a gig, and I don't have a gig tonight. I do tomorrow, but I'll talk a little bit about that because it's a little bit different type of show coming up. But let's see who we got in here. Got Mitch Heyman. Welcome, Mitch. Nice to see you. Cushman, New York City. How you doing? Paul Lou, how's it going? William De Silva. Wally in the box. Vincent Leroy. Steve Auger. Wow. Everybody's filing in. Thanks, everybody, for coming in and hanging out. Tyler Patterson, nice to see you. Hope everybody's good. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't have anything tonight, but tomorrow, I don't usually get, hey, there's the Dark Wizard, welcome. I don't usually get uptight about gigs, but tomorrow's, there's Vincent Leroy. Tomorrow, I don't know if, when I mention this to some of the U.S. folks, some of you know what this is, some of you don't know what it is, but let me just ask you guys in here, does anyone here know what a rib fest is? Let me know if you're familiar with that term, rib fest. Let's wait for some answers to come in. Russ Markart, how are you? Oh, Quentin is with us. Yeah, anybody familiar with what a rib fest is? Okay, Quentin knows what it is. Wally in the box. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, basically they do these all over here. They'll take over a big park, and they'll have all these rib vendors, and it's sort of a competition, and it's really an excuse to just have a big outdoor kind of party, you know, picnic tables, a beer tent, and all this kind of thing, and you know, and then they usually have live music. So I'm doing one. I've done these things before. Outdoor show, food, drink, games. Yeah, I've done one of these before. Well, I've done a few of these, and every time we have one of these things. Hey Jeff K, nice to see you. I always get really nervous about them, and I'll tell you why. You know, when you're doing your regular thing in a bar, you know, you're bringing your gear, you know, you're doing your own sound check, you're doing, you know, it's sort of all under your control sort of thing, you know what I mean? You're in control of the situation, but when you're doing one of these rib fests, and, you know, it's a nice big stage, and there's a full back line and everything else. And, you know, to some guys, I'd say, hey, that's awesome. For me, that's panic mode. That's like, okay, so I am not responsible for my sound. I got to trust that guy who's like, you know, I don't know, 20 yards away from me, you know, and I'm not using my own amp. I'm using some amp that the last one I used sounded like total mud. You know, it's like the speaker was blowing on it. But, you know, so basically what I'm getting at is you're at the mercy of the gear and somebody else's gear, and you're at the mercy of the sound guy. And then the stages are so big that you can't hear, like I can't hear the bass player at all. And, you know, you tell the monitor guy, and like, that's the other thing too. The sound checks are like, you know, 15 minutes before you start, and they're basically like, okay, the mics are working. Okay, go, you know. And then, I you know, if I don't get a good monitor mix in front of me where I can hear, because I can't hear the bass player out of his amp because he's like 20 feet that way. if I can't hear the bass and I can't hear the drum and I can't hear the vocal, I'm like flying blind, and it's happened to me before. So I get really nervous about these things. I mean, we're only doing 90 minutes, but still, it's like, 90 minutes, and I'm getting some free ribs and all that, but I'm still terrified. So it's gonna be a rough night tonight. That's all I can tell you. Something like a barbecue and blues comp. Yeah, something like that, Vince. That sounds about right. Yeah. Midnight Bandit, welcome. Hope you're doing well also. I don't know about Steve. I'm getting the free ribs. So I'm getting 2 drinks, but I think that's all I'm getting. I don't have an HX Stomp. And that brings another thing I want to talk about tonight. My huge disappointment. I mean, if you can hear the guitar right now, that sound that you're hearing is I'm using the bias effects on my computer, so I'm not using any pedals or anything. I'm going direct in, and it's bias effects. And as much as I play around with bias effects, it just I don't know. It's just not there. I mean, it sounds okay. But not great. And I've messed with all the different amps and levels and tweaking, and just doesn't cut it. Doesn't sound anywhere near as good as an HX Stomp or even a full blown Helix. Just doesn't do it. Hey, John Z351, hope you're doing good as well. Yeah. So I hope everybody's doing good. So, so that's what's going on with me tomorrow. At least I hear that the weather's going to be okay. There's not going to be any rain. It might be like maybe cloudy, a little cloudy, but no rain. So, but that's the first sort of topic, and then we'll open it up. That's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to talk about is a piece of gear that I picked up on Friday, and am hugely, I can't emphasize enough, disappointed with. How many of you in here have heard of the Tonex 1 pedal? How many of you guys have heard of that? The Tonex 1. Anybody? If you ever want to send me some guitar stems, my email is make a song together, Midnight Bandit. Well, thanks for the offer. I haven't done any, well, no, I shouldn't say that. I've done a couple of collaborations, but usually it's the other way. It's usually people will send me stuff and then I'll play on it. But yeah, right now I'm not in that frame of mind. Midnight Bandit, maybe another time. I don't know. I'm not really interested in doing original music lately. Been curious about the pedal, says William. Paul says, yup. Not heard of that pedal. It sucks. I don't even know if it sucks, Paul, because I can't use it. So here's the deal. So the Tonex pedal, for anybody that doesn't know, is a little mini pedal that you can basically use in the Tonex software, which is kind of, different amps and different models and different, effects and everything. And you can put like 20 presets on this thing. And I've seen videos, watched all kinds of videos, and there's a USB, you plug it into your computer and you get access to all this stuff, and it's a wonderful thing, and the sounds are actually really, really good. You can even do captures on this thing. Not that I do that, but if you're into that stuff, there's all kinds of already existing IRs and things, and there's people that have come up with some really nice patches that you can just download. But so I go and I buy this thing, all excited that I was finally going to get some decent tones for like stuff like this, where I'm not hooking up any amps. I'm just plugging my guitar in. Right now, again, like I was saying earlier, I'm using the bias effects. I thought, get this little pedal, plug that into my my interface here, and have some better tones than some of this bias, which is okay but not great, right? So here's the Tone X pedal, right? So I go and I buy this thing Friday, and I'm all excited, gonna get these tones, and first thing they say is you got to download the product manager, right? So I download the project manager and I install it, and then the first thing it says is you got to create an account, got to register the product. I've been trying to register the product since Friday. I've tried using the product manager software. I've uninstalled it. I've reinstalled it. I've tried it on, doing it that way. I tried doing it because you can do it without the software, using different browsers, because maybe it doesn't like Chrome. Different browsers. I've done it. I've even tried doing it on my cell phone. I've tried doing it on my tablet. I've exhausted every possibility of how to register, and if you don't register it, you don't have any sounds, because if you plug the unit, which I have, you plug it directly into your computer, it's a blank slate. There's nothing there. So basically, if you can't access their software, what I'm holding here in Canadian money, hey Frank, thanks so much, buddy. What I'm holding here in Canadian money is almost a $300 paperweight. It's absolutely useless. So I've already sent them some emails. God knows if they're going to get back to me. It is the weekend. In Canada, it's a long weekend too. Mondays, Frank knows this, Monday's a holiday for us. But anyway, I'm just going to take it back. It's like, it's brand new. Literally, it's brand new because I can't use it. So, what a frustrating, pisses me right the fuck off, to be honest with you. That drives me not more nuts than shit like that, right? So, what I'm probably gonna do is I'll take that back, and instead. And here's the other thing too. Like, these things are a hot ticket. Like, they're hard to get. When I ordered it, they were out of stock, and I wasn't expecting to see that till like July or August. So I got it early, thinking, hey, lucky me. Well, not so lucky me, because I can't use a damn thing. $79.99 monthly charge to access. Yeah, maybe. Oh, welcome, Blue Mox. There's a new name. Welcome. So yeah. So I'm going to take that back, and I'm going to, for the same price as this, there's that, it's got a long name, Helix, the Pod, I think it's called the Line 6 Pod Express. That's the one. So I think I'm going to, because it's cost the same as this, and it's basically the same thing, except the Line 6 Pod Express, I just watch a shit ton of videos on that. And you don't have to download any kind of software. Everything's already built into it. It's you don't have as many things on it as you would have on this if it worked, but it's essentially the same thing, and it's got Helix quality sounds on it. So I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Yeah, piss off, eh, guys? Doesn't that shit drive you nuts, man? Drives me nuts. I'm laughing now, but I'm boiling inside, believe me. Yeah. Very expensive paperweight, Frank. Very expensive. I wasn't even thinking about, because it's a metal it's metal. It's like a little mini pedal. I was even thinking about loading this up because you can use this. Here I'm selling the thing. It's a fucking piece of shit, but you know, you could use this as like a, you know, have sounds already on here. Just use it as pedals. So like I was gonna maybe put this right on my board and have another pedal on the board, like another drive sound or another boost or whatever. But yeah, just expensive paperweight. So this is as good as I'm gonna sound for now, folks. Bias effects, baby. Anyways, so that's what's going on. Ribfest tomorrow, playing that. Pedals that don't work. That's basically all that's been going on. Yeah, we're on a bit of a tear. Oh man, I think we're like doing like 6 in a row. Got another one next week, and then another one after that, and I think we finally get a break of a couple of weeks. That's a lot. It's a lot for an old guy. I don't mind doing 2 and then 1 off, but doing 6, a stretch of 6 is a bit much. Oh, thank you, Frank. Appreciate it. I keep trying to catch your show, Frank, and I keep missing it for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. I caught a bit of it the other day. Frank's got a show, folks. Go, if you're not subbed to Frank, go sub to Frank's channel. Plays a lot of original music, his own and other folks in the community. Don't want to play too much tonight because I gotta do it tomorrow. So what else is going on, folks? Oh, state it's this week. Yeah, this Thursday is my ranking show with Pete and Martin, and we're doing Rainbow. Yeah, we're going to be doing a ranking of the Rainbow records. I think there's 8 of them. So we'll be doing that. That'll be the big show for Thursday. My recommended album to reviews. I got one came out on Thursday on a pretty decent record. That record was pretty good. And now I've got folks are nice enough to throw in some suggestions, so I got a few to pick from for next Thursday. First date of the tour. Brian sounds good for his age. Angus is amazing as always. The set list was really good. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that. There's one show, I think I know the video you're talking about, Tyler. Like, it's kind of the guy's off to, like, what would that be? Like the left side of the stage, I guess. Kind of at a distance. I was about to watch it. Just like for yourself, just to kind of hear how these guys are sounding and playing. Rocks and Blues. Hey, man. You like this sound? I was just complaining about how I can't get a good sound with bias effects. And I Rock the Blues digs it. Cool. Very ZZ Top. I was just doing some. Riff Raff. Oh, wow. So they're playing some deep cuts. Cool. Very nice. Speaking of AC/DC. I'm out of tune. There it is. That's so too. There you go. Playing something out of tune even though you're playing it right. Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, it was a G string. Actually, it was all the high strings. Hey, Alan. Nice to see you, man. Welcome. Yeah, this is my most recent LP acquisition. This is a traditional. I forget what year. I think 2015. And yeah, I swapped the knobs on it, put the older style knobs, put a regular, took the traditional off, put a regular one on here. 57s on it. These, I mean, I got this for like $2,300. They're selling for shit over $4,000 now. Well, they don't even sell traditionals anymore. Now they're calling them, well, they're just standards now, right? But the ridiculous money, man. But I heard that Gibson was going to knock their prices down $200, at least in the U.S. I haven't seen any sign of that up here yet. Jimmy Biter, hey, man. What's the neck like on this? It's basically, oh, here's the other part of it, right? You remember the traditionals, they all were supposed to have the 50s neck, like the thicker neck? Dude, this is not a 50s neck. This is a 60s neck. Because I can play it. I'm not a big fan of 50s, you know, but if my whole hand goes around like that and I got really small hands, it's not a big neck. I can totally get along with this one. Have a Drink on Me was on the set list, which was amazing. Oh, that's cool, man. Oh, you don't know if they're coming to North America? Yeah, the classic Sunburst, right? Yeah. Well, I only have the... Oh, it's funny. When I was a kid growing up, I was always obsessed with Les Pauls. So much so that I have one on my arm. But my dream was to have 3 of them, right? A black, which I have. I've got a used a black one, a black standard. Bought it. It's beat up, but I love it. It's got a lot of character. I'm actually playing that at the Rib Fest tomorrow. And then I wanted that. I wanted a black one. I wanted a tobacco burst, which I have. And I wanted a cherry burst. So those were like the 3. That was like the sort of the, you know, the holy grail of Les Pauls. And, you know, when you're a kid dreaming about shit like that. I mean, I didn't buy my first standard until I was 50. So took a while, but I got there. The 60s necks, yeah, the 60s necks, I like them the best. I mean, they're the most comfortable for me, right? Because, the small hands and whatever. And what's nice about this is sometimes they'll get, like, when you get up high, like around the 12th fret upwards, they start to fatten out. But this one, even up here, is not bad. It's still pretty good up here, so. Yeah, it's still pretty good. I don't want to play too much. I won't have any gas in the fingers for tomorrow. That's another thing with age. I don't know if everyone suffers from it, but I try not to play the day before a gig because I literally won't have any power in my fingers. So I try to ex-nay from the playing. Just kind of shitty because you kind of want to warm up. I can't even warm up, because I'll warm up and then I go to play and I got nothing left. That's sad. Getting old sucks. Ugh. Just getting caught up here on the chat. Yeah, I have a drink on me. That's one of my favorite songs of theirs. That whole Back in Black record is just phenomenal. Do I play acoustic? I actually sold my acoustic about a month ago because I wasn't playing it enough. Alan. I had one more or less to write some music on. By the way, folks, check out my original music. If you go on any streaming service and type in Guitar Hack, I think I've got something like 30 songs out there now. So, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, all that kind of stuff. My music is out there. And then I have a playlist on the channel that's all my original music, and those have videos with them, of course. But getting back to the acoustic thing, I was using the acoustic a lot to write music on. And the song that I have right now on my page called Mind... what's it called? Mind something. Anyways, I can't remember my own songs. But there's... on my page, when you open up my YouTube page, Mind Clouds, that's it. That song, I wrote that on that acoustic that I sold. I'd say I wrote that song for Bobby. Bobby Lopes. Most of you remember him. It's going to be fuck, man. Yeah, it's going to be, I think, 2 years since we lost him. Anyways, I wrote a song about him, and it's instrumental. And now that I wrote on the Gibson. There's a couple of songs I wrote on the Gibson. It's nice to write on, but getting back to like the weak finger thing. I mean, you got 11, 12s on an acoustic. Damn hard to play. It's not Les Paul. Yeah, I do. I haven't gigged with it this year yet. I try to rotate the guitars that I play, that I do gigs with. Like I've played that. I mean, I don't know if you follow the channel. I bought a Mexican Telecaster with humbuckers in it. It's a Ventura. It's called the I don't know, Deluxe, I guess. It's 2 humbuckers, wide range pickup. Fucking thing sounds phenomenal. Done 3 gigs with that. Last week I did a show with the SG. It was like playing air. The thing weighs nothing. So I try to rotate. I did the Charvel 2 weeks ago. Did a show with that one. Yeah, I try to rotate them. Like Blackie, tomorrow, the gig I'm doing tomorrow, that'll be the first time Blackie be playing with Blackie. Yeah, it'll be coming out soon. Yeah, next week, Next week I gotta go way out of town, like 2 hours out of town, and believe it or not, we're playing at a yacht club, and yeah, in next week, and yeah, we're super people though. We play there once a year, and always like around this time of year, and but they treat us really well, and I'm trying to decide what guitar to take. I might take the Firebird because I got room. I played the Firebird already twice this year at gigs. I might take the Firebird. I like to bring it out whenever I can, just because it's a hard guitar to gig with. Because it's like playing a canoe. The thing's like 15 feet long, right? Love to feature me on your show. Sure, Frank. Just send me an email. The my email is, I'm pointing down like you can see it. But it's in my description. You'll see the email there. If you go on my YouTube channel, it's there. It's what is it? Guitar Hack 66, I think. I think that's what it is at Gmail. Yeah. Janice remembers him. Oh yeah, he was a sweetheart. Where's the Rib Fest? It's in Vaughan. It's in Vaughan, Frank. It's at oh fuck, 88 Interchange Way or something. Yeah, it's in Vaughan. Come on out. We're playing from 2 to 3:30 tomorrow. I don't know if you can make it. It'd be cool, man. It'd be nice to meet you in person. Yeah, yeah, I know, Alan. I was looking for the only reason it's on there, Alan, is I was looking for like because you know the spring, or well, I guess it's still spring. It's not summer, but we finally started to get the more consistently warm weather here. So I wanted a picture of a guitar with the sun, and the only thing I could find was an acoustic. Have you played a Splon? You know, no, I haven't. I've never even seen one, William. But yeah, they get a lot of good press. They yeah, they got a lot of good press. Like a lot of what I'm saying is I haven't heard anything bad about them. Hetriani, whoa, hey buddy, how are you? Oh, there's a guitar player. I'm playing really easy. I'm not pressing down hard at all. Otherwise, I won't be able to do nothing tomorrow. That's cool, William. Yeah, when you got a good piece of gear and gets you going, that's very cool. Snooks22. Welcome. Frank sent you over. Awesome. Give our hack some thumbs up. Thank you, Quinn. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Oh, you're too kind, Hetriani. You're too kind, my friend. Yeah, too bad you're far out, Hetriani. I'm playing a Rib Fest tomorrow. It'd be cool if you would have if you can make it out there. But for you, it'd probably be like a 2-hour drive, right? You're in Trenton, I think. Yeah. Get him. You can meet Frank. That'd be cool. You know, when I started tonight talking about doing that, I was just going on about how scared shitless I am of doing that thing tomorrow, because you know you're at the mercy of backline and the sound guy. So I've got to be a fucking bag of shit tomorrow. I'm gonna be shaking in my boots, man. Okay, and as I said earlier, don't buy this. It's useless. Yeah, no worries, Frank. I don't. No pressure, dude. If you can do it, you can do it. If not, no worries. Close to Trent. What time do you start? It was 2 in the afternoon. I remember, this remind me of a story. This is going back a few years ago. I was playing where the hell was I? Port Hope, closer to you, Ed Triani. We were playing, and it was this place which I wouldn't recommend, and we haven't been back, but it was this place where you do like an afternoon matinee, and then you play again in the evening. And so we were staying at this like hotel thing, you know, somewhere to go during the day. And I remember this is a long time ago. This pre-COVID, whatever. And I remember going on my phone and going on YouTube, and then I started talking to Absolute Mayhem. If anybody here knows who that guy is like fucking awesome dude. So anyway, so I get talking to him, and he's asking me what I'm doing, and I said, "Oh, I'm playing in Port Hope at this place." He goes, "Yeah, what time do you go on?" I said, "I don't know, with 9 o'clock or whatever." And I never met him before, like never met this guy before, right? And he goes, "Oh, I'll come out to see you." And holy shit. So we're up there, and I got this guy, like, keep in mind, I've never seen the guy. I know what he looks like, right? So anyways, I see this guy come in, gets a beer, and he's sit there, and he's watching, and then he's, like, watching the band. And then I get off, and he comes up and introduces himself. I'm like, holy shit, man. Because he lives out that way, eh? He lives out, you know, east, right? I think he's in, I don't know if he's as far as Kingston, maybe Belleville. Anyways, he came out to see the show, and then he ended up taking some video, and we took some photos together. It was very, very cool. You know, he met the whole band. We had a hell of a night. It was a great time. That was so freaky, though, man. That was fucking freaky. I was getting caught up here. Guys are talking about rain tomorrow. Yeah, I got yard work. That's my Wednesday. Yeah. It's not supposed to rain tomorrow. It's supposed to be sunny, cloudy here. And warm, like 22, 23. Edwin Crane, welcome. Oh, I cannot even play my own songs. 28 tomorrow? Really? I don't. Snooks, I'm in Canada. And province wise, Ontario. AI lawnmower. Wouldn't that be cool? DMG, how's it going, man? Florida. That's where we go to retire. Nice. Yeah. Says I'm clipping here like crazy on all my guitar levels. There's another new name, Cynthia Redfire 42. Welcome. My energize me state. Sounds good, man. I could use some energy. So for anybody that's in here new, please subscribe to the channel. I do this once a month. I do a lot of album ranking stuff and music talk. I do a big show once a month, and then I do some weekly stuff. Got a shit ton of original music on another playlist too. If any of that interests you, please consider subscribing. What you zipping now? What is that? Is that code for something? I'll be zipping some scotch when this is over. I haven't had my scotch yet today. And if you're new to the channel, I'm a big scotch and cigar smoker, so I can see those two things in my immediate future. Aerosmith lick. Oh, the one I know is the one everybody knows. That's all I know for. Oh wait, hang on. How's that one go? know. Those are the only two riffs I know. Probably playing them incorrectly. Maybe Cognac Snooks. You know what? I used to be a big brandy guy. You know, not that cognac is brandy, but it's kind of in the same family. But I don't know. I've been off it for a long time. It gives me heartburn for some reason, and Scotch does not. Oh, Timmy's. Yeah, that's later. I have a Timmy's before I go to bed. Figure that one out. White Owl cigars. Never heard of those. Never heard of White Owl. I mean, I like to mix it up with the cigars I smoke. I generally don't smoke Cubans because they're way too expensive here. I used to go to Cuba and stock up on them, but now because the prices there used to be really good, but not so much anymore. So, but I don't know. It's a mix. Alec Bradley's, Rocky Patel's, L'Aurora's I like. Brickhouse is good. You know, Arturo Fuentes, AJ Fernandez. I mix it up. Scotch and milk. That sounds like that sounds like it would very much upset my stomach. Cynthia Red. No, I haven't tried that. Favorite food hack. Well, if I go for favorite food, there's a lot of stuff I like, but what really hits me, I'm Portuguese, right? So it's like there's a thing called beef a casa, which is basically like a nice piece of meat with a fried egg on top of it, and these very thinly cut potatoes, and the beautiful sauce, and it's just fucking amazing. But the only place you can get that is my mom's house or a restaurant. The vomit, I hope, is about the scotch and the milk and not what I just said. Thanks, Frank. We're just hanging out. Not doing a hell of a lot today. Just hanging out. I usually go for about an hour. Go for another 10 minutes or so before everybody gets too tired. Summer trip. That's right, Frank. Azores. San Miguel, baby. My roommate back in the 70s drank that. He's the only one I've ever known that did. Cynthia, that guy must have had like a freaking bulletproof belly, man, because I think if I touched that, I'd be running to the can, or it'd be coming out of me quicker to be going in, I'll tell you that. Oh, Portuguese custard tarts are very good. Yes, DMG. Brother-in-law's from San Miguel. Very cool, Frank. Yeah, we're everywhere, man. We're everywhere. You can't get away from us. If you're in Toronto, just throw a stone. You'll hit one of us. He was a cop. Some Kiss. Well, I was doing some Kiss earlier. This is one of my favorite riffs, but you got to be a hardcore fan to know it because it wasn't like on the radio or anything. But now I'm gonna fuck it up. That is Watching You off of Hotter Than Hell, Side 2. It's also on Kiss Alive, on the live album, where it sounds a lot more ballsy. Yeah. You know, everybody beats up on them for the riffs and their Kiss's Mickey Mouse shit, but it's a pretty, you know, got a little couple things going on there. A lot of tinned sardines and mackerel these days. Goes great with pasta. There's another good one. Well, in the Bucks loves Kiss. Yeah, Hotter Than Hell, DMG. I've done Kiss rankings. I've done a lot of shows on Kiss on my channel if you want to ever search them out. Best 10 records, worst 5 records, all kinds of shows on Kiss. And from what I recall, Hotter Than Hell, when we did all the studio records, I think that ended up as my number 2. It's not my number 1, but it's damn close. Yeah, live show, Making Love, DMG, knows his Kiss. Ace came up with some great riffs. Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Here's an Ace riff. Or what's that? That was a Kiss when he was in Kiss. That was one of his big riffs. Can I do War Machine? That's it. Something like that. You hit the nail right on the head, DMG. We did a show called Five Worst Kiss Records, and I think my bottom of the barrel was Hot in the Shade. Absolute piece of crap. Vincent Leroy, what do I think of the new Ace, the new record? I did a review of that record, so go back and watch that. But in a nutshell, eh, eh. Hey Curly, eh. No, didn't work out. Didn't work out. The fact that the other guy, was it Steve Brown, wrote all the songs, played half the rhythm guitars on it. It's not a Kiss. It's not an Ace record. It's a Steve Brown record. Ace just guested on it. You went out for Halloween as Ace? I think I did one year too. I did Gene one year when I was much, much younger. It was Peter Criss. I had this delusion of being a drummer. And I have a delusion of being a guitar player now. So, oh, shit. Can I jam some Escape? Oh, my song. I don't really have the sound for it, but that's try to remember the chords. Yeah. Yeah, listen to Escape. It's one of my original songs. I think probably that's the one that people dig the most. It sounds a lot better on the studio version or the recorded version because I'm using the different guitars and better sound and all that. And it's quite the epic. Brian Adams wrote War Machine. Brian Adams and Jim Valance, DMG. They were a writing pair. They did that and they did Rock and Roll Hell on that record. Simon McBride replacing Steve Morse in Purple. You know, Alan, I'm not really a Purple guy. I know it's blasphemy. But I was never really a Purple guy. You know, so I really, I mean, the last time I paid any attention to Purple was when they reunited there with Richie. You know, knocking on your, what's that record called? Knocking on your back door, whatever. That's like the last time I really paid attention to Purple. Yeah. Yeah, there's certain bands that I never really got into. You know, like classic bands. There's a lot of them. Like Purple is one of them. Uriah Heep, I tried. You know, just there's just certain bands, you know, that I never really dug in. You know, if you want to check out a really good classic band, and we did shows on them that never got a lot of love, go check out Budgie. Perfect Strangers, that's it, Alan. Thank you. Yeah, I'm terrible with names. That's why when I'm doing my shows with Martin and Pete, I always got a bunch of notes here because my memory is just absolute shit. Yeah, Perfect Strangers is not a bad record. Knocking on Your Back Door, that was, I think, the single off of that, right? There was a couple good songs on that. But some, we're doing a Rainbow show next week, and that band really showed off, I think, a lot more of Blackmore's playing than really came out in the Purple records with him, because it was always sort of keyboard, him, keyboard, him and John Lord back and forth. But you listen to the Rainbow stuff. I mean, not that there's still a lot of keyboards in it, but there's a lot of moments where like this is Richie's show and he's going for it, and it's actually I got more of an appreciation listening to Richie and Rainbow than I did Richie and Deep Purple, if that makes any sense. You know. But yeah, check out the show Thursday at 8 this week. We're going to be discussing Rainbow. Check out my weekly recommended album to review. I got some nice suggestions for the next show. I'm going to be doing an album. I think the one I'm going to go with is a classic band and a classic album, but I haven't talked about this band or this record yet on the channel, so I think it'd be a good one to do for this coming Thursday. So Thursday at 7 when those shows come out. So keep an eye on that. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Make sure you hit the like on the way out. That would be much appreciated. You want to help support the channel? We got links below. Check out my original music. Got a playlist of about 30 songs. Also, all my stuff is on all the streaming services. So if you've got Spotify or Apple Music or any of that, just Guitar Hack, they'll all come up. And give those a listen, and that would be much appreciated. I got my Spotify thing last month. I had one listener in all of April, and it was probably me. So check out that music. That would be much appreciated. Hard to compete when John Lord is a keyboard. Yeah, exactly, Vincent Leroy. That's what I meant. Like, if you really want to hear Richie play, on studio records anyways, the Rainbow stuff is the way to go. Yeah, the Gates of Babylon. He did it on Stargazer. Yeah, there's a lot of that Arabic sounding stuff. What I call his Kashmir moments. He's got a few of those. There's one song, and I think it's on the first Rainbow record, that is it's almost a total rip-off of Angel, if you know that song by Hendrix. It's like he's playing basically Angel, and then he just switches one chord at the end of the progression to make it not Angel. But thanks again, Frank. Appreciate that, man. Frank, hopefully, man, we'll see you at the Rip Fest tomorrow. That'd be very cool. It's in Vaughan. Just Google it. There's advertisements everywhere. And we'll be there from 2 to 3:30, so it'd be nice to meet you in person if you can make it. Yeah. But there's a song. If you listen to if you're a Rainbow nerd, listen to, and I'm trying to remember the name of the damn song and I can't, but there's a song that's almost a total rip-off of Jimi Hendrix Angel. All right, appreciate that, Blue Mox. I think that's how you say your name. Temple of the King, I couldn't tell you, man. It's a song off the first Rainbow record. I'm gonna be bringing it up on Thursday's show, because that's when I do my homework, is I write everything out, because again, my memory is shit. So we're at the hour, folks. I want to thank everybody for hanging out this evening. You guys are always great. It's always fun to do these once a month. I'll be doing one again in June. Whenever I get a weekend off, I think in June I'll finally get some weekends off. So I'm on a fucking tear now, man. I need a break. So anyways, you guys rock. Thanks so much for hanging out, and we'll catch you next month or next Thursday for the big Rainbow show with the boys. All right, folks, take care. Cheers.